Ms. Neek. Oh, the meeting is now streaming live on YouTube, I see. If you can give us that YouTube page, we can go there.
Yep, the YouTube page is Neek Speaks.
Neek Speaks, okay. If you all can, go to YouTube. So if you got a cell phone in front of you, not on your cell phone. If not, I don't know how you multitask on a cell phone and stay with us, but I'm sure y'all figured it out. Y'all a lot younger than me, so y'all know how to use this stuff better than I do. When it comes to technology, I have to go to my 19-year-old college daughter, and she teaches me everything. But anyway, Ms. Neek, you all that's on YouTube, you all that's coming in on YouTube, please, I need you all to share this. Let somebody know that we're in a relationship series and conference, and we are talking about relationships and how to walk upright and do it right. Amen. We got enough bad examples. Y'all watch enough MTV. Y'all watch enough Netflix. Y'all watch enough Hulu. Relationships, man, they will have you confused watching TV. They have you confused even on social media. Y'all found out this week that somebody was a fraud. And again, I don't want to be a pastor and I'll start talking, but I didn't know too much about this guy. I can't remember his name. The guy and the girl, and everybody's been talking about. I had no idea until I saw people posting about him and his wife. Apparently, he cheated on his wife. But then my question would be, and this is not, as a matter of fact, Miss Neek, maybe we can start here. We're going to talk about some other stuff, and maybe, but like this gentleman, please forgive me, I don't know his name, but you know, what made him an expert? Does he have a degree? Does he have a background, or is he just a master at social media, going on there giving comments and blogging and knowing how to get followers? And then we followed him, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I don't know. And we followed him because he was a master at that. And then we found out that that he was a fraud. Is he self-proclaimed, or does he have a degree? Is he called by God? What made him so popular? And you're on mute. And I'm just going to stop my video for 1 second. I'm going to try to adjust my light while you're speaking.
All right. So I'm actually. No, he was a poet. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you. We hear you.
Okay, yeah, I heard some feedback. But no, he's a poet. Well, he was a poet in the beginning. His business, and so he was speaking and doing spoken word, and then it just turned into him becoming a relationship coach over a while. But I think he's been in entrepreneurship for quite a while, so he's self-proclaimed pretty much.
Self-proclaimed as far as when it comes to relationships. And that's one reason that we have to be careful. And that's why I want people to share this and stay connected to you, because this is something that God has called you to do. Because we got a lot of self-proclaimed prophets, preachers, popes, archbishops, and the list goes on and on. But I thank God for your calling. So, which leads me to my question. What led this? How did God deal with you with starting this relationship series? How did this all come about?
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hold on.
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead. We hear you.
Okay. All right, because I hear like feedback. Can anybody hear any feedback?
Unless you have it on two sources, do you have it on your phone and on the computer and something else?
Okay.
If you got it on two sources, you will get feedback. You got two screens up?
Yeah, I have two screens up, but I don't have you on twice.
When I was on YouTube on here, I got an echo, so I exited out of YouTube.
Oh, or either mute your, if you're on the same phone, or if you're on two different sources, mute one of them.
All right. Oh, no. Okay, what about now?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, what about now?
Yep, we hear you.
Better now, Donna?
Yep, it's good. It's good on our end.
Yes, I'm good.
Okay, thank you. Phew, that was gonna get on my nerves. All right, so All right, so how I started the conference, it was the idea that I was going to do because in my house, I used to have like little groups. We talk about hot topics and relationships, which came up a lot. And so, in the process of that, I decided to, put together like a list of people that I wanted to have on a panel. I was scared to do it, and it took me 2 years to actually get over that scare, like that little fear. I wasn't sure if the people would want to do it, if they took me serious, and so I decided to take a leap of faith and ask a few people to do this with me. And so I had to do some research first on how to get people to be a part of the platform. And we still have people that are part of it now. We have Raynard, who's been a part since the beginning, Louis and Vanessa, Christian, and Aaron. They've been with me since 2018. And it's grown from there. And so the first conference was called Single and Saved, but Still Want a Man. And I was like, do I really want to do this? Anybody gonna come? I know people start judging, like, is this a Christian event? But I was like, okay, how am I going to market? And I wanted to really deal with my age group. I'm 33, so my age group was between 25 and 40. That's the attraction I was going for. But during our very first conference, the oldest person in the room was 70. And I was like, okay, this is different. So I was kind of intimidated because I'm like, how in the world am I going to help, those who are older? Like, Lord, you're going to help me with that. And so I took the time to just come away, listen to all the feedback I got from the guests, and I really am learning from them. I'm learning from my team as well. And so it's because of them I'm still doing this on this level to this day. So I'm super grateful to be an asset and to really help people understand that you can have healthy relationships in a wholesome manner.
So walk us from the first conference to now. You said the first conference, did you give us a date? How long ago was the first conference?
It was actually in March of 2018.
Okay, so here we are 3 years later. And how has it evolved, and how have you evolved with the growth of this, of your vision?
Can you repeat that?
I'm saying, walk us through how the conference has grown and how you have grown, and the conference has evolved since the birth of the first conference in March of 18.
Wait a minute, hold on. I'm getting
Okay.
feedback again.
Okay. Take your time. We'll get it right here. Thank y'all for y'all patience.
Okay. I'm still getting feedback.
We hear you just fine, just for the record.
Okay. It's just on my end that I keep. You said we good? Okay.
We hear you just fine on our end. Yes.
Okay. What about now?
Still just fine on us. We don't hear your feedback. So if you hear it, if it's a part that you can ignore, I don't know if it's real loud, I'm gonna climb you for a minute. Now you sound like a preacher in the pulpit. You can't preach. Get this out my monitor. Fix this. I can't close.
Yeah, you good for that.
Where my organ is at. Get the right key. Come on, let's go. I'm ready to shout. You are. You getting in that evangelist mode. I can't do this feedback.
Lord.
I need to hear myself. Like, you got this. I ain't mad at you. Go on and get it right. So you can close and you can hoop like you want to. Make sure, make sure we get you the right key. But unfortunately, you're your own sound person, so you have to fuss at yourself. You have nobody to fuss at.
I was just typing the question in the chat, Santanique, if you couldn't hear it.
You said what?
I said I had just typed the question that he asked in the chat, unless you couldn't hear it.
Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. But you can hear me
Thank
though,
you for
right?
that. Yes, we hear you just fine.
Corey, you might have to go. I'm not sure if that's Corey or not. It might be. Corey, you get your headphones on?
We need Corey to go outside.
Corey, need to go outside.
We need Corey to go outside or something. He got to get out the house. Corey, we need you to go in the car. Go
Corey,
sit
you
in the
might be
car or
going to your
something.
room though. That might be it, the interference.
It's a nice day here in Detroit, so you can go sit on the porch or something.
I know, but you gotta go. I know because you're in the same, even though I'm in here,
That's
that
it.
might be it. Ah. Ah. Catch me outside. Go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, there you go. Catch him outside. But I was asking, well, let me know when you're ready. I'll repeat the question. You all that's on YouTube, thank you. Please be patient with us.
Vanessa, I don't see the question either.
This is the new age of technology. So thank you for your patience.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Don't miss your blessing though. And don't log off on us if you don't have to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I was asking, the first conference was in March 2018. How has the conference evolved since that time, and how have you evolved, even in where God has first initially spoke to you 3 years ago? So just walk us through 3 years ago till today.
Wow. So I've had I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest about this. So my very first conference, when it came to speakers, I had so many people that wanted to be a part, and some of them were kind of sizing me up, not sure, and that part was very, very interesting. And so when they started seeing that, oh wait, this is a serious thing, now they want to be a part of it. So that part of it, dealing with people on a professional level, is very important to understand who to collaborate with, and making sure that they are on the same page with your vision is very important. So it was some China era. I had to dismiss some folks and sever some ties, because they start seeing the seriousness of the movement. So that was one part of it. I'm not sure why I'm sharing this, but I want to really help somebody who's thinking about having an event, and when it starts going to a successful direction, that some people are not going to be for you. All right. So that's just one part. They're there for the ride. They're not there to actually pour. Okay. So that was one part of it. We've had the very first year we did the conference, we did it 4 times. Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you had hit your mute button.
Oh, the whole time?
No, just the last couple seconds. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, we did the conference 4 times for the first year, and that was crazy. I didn't expect it to even grow, but because of the need of relationship is so important, and the route that he's taking me is not like anyone else. So I decided to do tunnel vision and just focus on the necessities of what my guests have said over the course of the year, of different topics and discussions they want to talk about when it comes to self-esteem, depression, healing, family ties. So those are the different components we really dive in on, and behind the scenes when it comes to talking about different content and how we're going to structure certain information, and then also seeking out the right people. So that's been a journey. We really have seen that our target market is really the older generation. So we're getting anyone between the ages of 35 to I want to say again 70. So I didn't know I was going to attract people who are older than 40, 50 that's been coming to our conferences. So this is actually the biggest platform that we've done the conference. I wasn't expecting the turnout to be this way, to come outside of Michigan. And I really wanted to, plant my foot here because we're needed in what we bring. And I always tell you this too, I'm not trying to attract the church. I love us, but I'm looking to help those who don't go to church. My ministry is outside the 4 walls. And so anytime when I tell people that we have a conference, they're thinking about, oh, is it a Christian event? No, it's not a Christian event. We want people to feel comfortable. I am a follower of Christ. I have faith, and so I try not to, not so much push that, because my lifestyle should show that. So when they see me, they see that, wait a minute, there's something different about her, right? So when it comes to what I do, I really try my best to make sure that people understand, hey, we're here for you. And we want you to know that you can have healthy relationships. And so in the past 3 years, we just have grown, not just on a mental, but spiritual and emotional. We've all grown as a team. And I believe in being consistent. So we've been consistent for the past couple of years in doing the conference. And I just believe that so much has come out from the team itself. So Lewis and Vanessa have been married over 20 something years. Aaron, he's been a part all this time. He's now recently engaged. Christian, she is in an exclusive relationship now. You know, at first she wasn't going to tell nobody, but now she's in a relationship. So just seeing how we all have evolved over this time has really shown like we got something.
Oh, that is awesome. And I actually appreciate that you're not just targeting the Christians and not making that your focus and allowing your fruit to speak for you. Because at the end of the day, that's more important. You know, as Christians, we do a lot of talking and a lot of, here's what we're doing, a lot of speaking in tongues and don't speak to each other, and the list goes on and on. So I thank God for, amen, for that in you. So can you share with us the vision? What's on the plate? What's cooking? Or what are you thinking about now as we move forward in after coronavirus?
Yeah, so like, and I kind of went back and forth with my team too, because they were like, we should do it in person. And I was like, I don't know, because I believe in safety first. You know, I get we could wear masks, but I really want us to be safe. And I thought that being virtual was the best way. And I was also able to organically meet new people outside of Michigan, which has been a plus. So I think doing the conference virtually, I've seen a couple people in the chats state that they wanted to do the conference virtually. I love in person. I like that in-person contact, face-to-face type of thing. I got a plan. Like, okay, we're gonna have our conference back, you know, in person. It's gotta be next to a hotel so we can have people, you know, come in and be able to have a good stay. Maybe have the conference at the hotel where people are able to just up in their room, come on down. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things to think about when it comes to doing something in person. But I know as far as being virtual at this point, and meeting our people organically outside of Michigan, I think being in this virtual space is good. I believe I may have to invest in more of the technical part. And Pastor, we can probably talk about that, like how I can get better at that, so I don't have any feedback or anything like that. But I think that's going forward. That would be virtually right now. I think that's where I want to keep it until we're able to be Rona free.
Absolutely. So how difficult is it to put a conference together, whether it's virtual? Sometimes people don't actually understand. Sometimes virtual is actually more difficult than in person. In person, just invite people and go for it. But those of us that's been doing ministry virtually, man, it is a whole different beast. So what made the planning of this conference different from the others?
Yes, it is. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Yes, we can hear
Okay.
you.
So it's difficult. But that's why I have a team. And so we come together, you know, once a month to talk about what we're going to do, put things in place, and we bounce off ideas off each other. I always come with a lot of information, but their input is very valued for me. So I'm able to like take what they tell me and put it into perspective. So that's why I have a team. Can't do everything yourself. And I tell them all the time, I can't do everything, but you also have to know their grace, what their grace to do. So I also challenge my team too as well, like where they're, you know, wherever they are, if I could push them in certain areas concerning the conference. So I know that having an assistant is very important. Like today, Christian is my moderator, so I think she is. But if anyone has a question, make sure you guys put it in the chat. But definitely having a team has been helpful along this journey. I know that I cannot do this all by myself. it's too much for one person.
I love it. And I'm going to ask you something. I hope you don't mind, because I may have others if they want to join in. And even as a pastor, you can help me, because again, I am just tired. I'm not on social media a lot. I have my own opinions. It's not for this meeting. I don't have a lot of patience for social media, be arguing back and forth, whether who cussed their kid out, man, who got caught cheating on their wife, following the gossip. I don't have a lot of patience. So with stuff, and it's a place, where people show their immaturity. But you all, I know you said a couple people on here are engaged. A couple people on here got booed up. And as a pastor, this May, I'll be married, I think 20 years. Yeah, 20 years. I got married in 1999. My wife and I have been married in 20 years. What are some of the things that can be addressed, if not by the church, even by your conference? That's why I said you may not can answer that. Other people, because sometimes in church, we're preaching, we just saying scriptures. Ephesians chapter 5, husband is the head of the wife, wife is the head of the church. We never explain that. People take that and create their own theology out of that. But what can conferences like this do, or churches, or Pastor Spencer Ellis, or Pastor, whoever your pastor is, can do to begin to address younger couples that are getting married? What are some of the things we can do? And I don't know if you can answer that, Neek, or anybody can just jump in.
Can I say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say you can ask them. One of y'all can chime in and go ahead.
Okay.
Please do.
Okay. I believe that one of the things that our generation really clings onto is transparency.
Good.
And being honest. Like, we only see the marriage in the forefront. We don't see what the work is. If that's understandable, what is it going to take to get to that place where the relationship needs to be? You get what I'm saying? Like, steps, how transparency, letting us know that we ain't perfect either. Our generation wants to know that. They want to know the truth. A lot of times, I don't know, I'm a church kid too. I'm PK. A lot of times, tradition holds us back from being vulnerable and honest and transparent. And a lot of times my generation wants to know, why is this the way it is? Why do we do this tradition? And a lot of times people can't give us the answer. So if just being transparent and honest and helping, actually being open to, because our generation has a lot of stuff that y'all ain't used to. So being open and honest, but still keeping that biblical foundation will help us out a lot. That's what I believe.
Thank you so much for that. And somebody corrected me, 22 years. I don't know where I got 20 from.
That's what I'm like, we got married in 99 as well, so you should be coming up on 22 years.
I'm glad Tracy, my wife, ain't here. That was just a miscalculation. I don't know what I'm thinking, but thank you for that.
I would just like to add too, Pastor,
Sure.
To that question that you asked. One of the things that Lewis and I stress in our conversations with other couples as far as being married, we go with the 3 C's. Don't compare, don't compete, don't criticize. And we add communication in there as well. And I know for Christian, that is important for couples to be transparent. And I see that in so many relationships, everybody is so private. And I think that's where Lewis and I benefit the most, is because we don't mind being transparent, with other people.
Absolutely.
And once you're transparent with other people, you can be authentic, and we're authentic in our relationship, and being transparent, that helps others to be able to trust you, to have that transparency. And I see with a lot of couples, everything is so private, and it's like, our marriage, if someone wants to know something, like, I think the transparency of it is important, to this generation. And even with our own children, we have daughters that are coming up and that are growing up, and moving into that dating phase, having relationships. And it's important for, them to see the transparency, and them even teaching us, just about relationships, because the dating process is totally different from when most of us on here were dating. It looks different now. And you just have to be able to be transparent and to be real.
Thank you, First Lady. I love it. She's absolutely right. You got to be transparent. And it's okay for our churches to know that sometimes I want to kill my wife. I said, wanna. Come on, y'all. I mean, we do things just to aggravate you, but that don't mean that I'm about to anywhere get close to kill her. There's sometimes we ain't hardly talking, but at the end of the day, we're committed. And that's what transparency is. I am committed. 22 years, and I'm sure First Lady say the same thing. I'm committed. There's no such thing as a perfect relationship, but there is a thing called perfect commitment. And I have perfect commitment. I'm committed, through our marriage. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Some things that we can address in this
Pastor Alice,
situation.
I got a lot to say on this. How you doing?
Uh-oh.
I grew up in the church,
I'm gonna
but
mute
I'm
you.
gonna be brief. Oh no, you gonna mute me?
Me.
So no, I mean I'm 50. So I've done a lot of single seminars, single conferences, women's conferences. I got you. I can tell you who the preachers are, what they said, or whatever. And what I think is really necessary is a complete diminishing, just to diminish the hierarchy that our church has put on marriage over singleness, and to really be sure that we communicate God's design for those seasons in our lives. So generally, in some circles, single is just what you deal with until somebody comes and rescues you from it. And that's the furthest thing from what God has designed, right? We're supposed to be learning how to manage conflict, to communicate, to find our purpose, to do what we got to do, right? So when there that season comes, we don't have all this trauma and drama, the in-laws and everything else, right? So I think it's just really important for the significance of to be placed on everything that God designed, not one thing over the other. And then also the importance, of a prayer life. I'm like, we need a single seminars on, how to grow your money and get out of debt. Where was that session? What to do, wait on Boaz. I don't want to talk about him. He may be 20 years out. Right. So I mean, just those kinds of things will really be helpful, because we really diminish the purpose of God in many of our parishioners, and cause them to leave the faith because we mishandle this very area. And I'm done. I'm put a period on that. Boom.
No, wow. I can say a whole lot there, but you are so right. And I'm going to leave it there. Money. I mean, I often tell the Citadel, when people get married, it's two dysfunctional people coming together thinking they're about to be functional. You got two dysfunction. I don't mean crazy, but they dysfunctional. One may not have the right, don't know how to manage money. One don't know how to blah, blah, blah. And you have a lot of issues. I will encourage you all, and I say this respectfully, but I definitely want you all to check with your leaders first. I say this respectfully. Most churches, even ours, are not really set up to do appropriate Christian pre-marriage counseling. We deal with a lot of stuff at the end. We deal with a lot of stuff, after it already happened. I heard Bishop Jake say years ago that people come to him and want him to fix their marriage in 5 days, and it's been falling apart for